My name is Stephen Harrison. I'm the Director of Facilities and Campus Planning here at Choate. I think the vision was simple. The vision was through design and construction, careful thought, build a space that's extremely functional but also impacts positively the entire campus community. The old space had long lines, it was poorly lit, so I think it was an easy win to come in here and make it a more functional space and allow Sage the opportunity to provide such a wide array of offerings for our students.
The planning of the new dining hall started about 2 years ago. So some of the details we talked about was feeding this size population in a space that we were going to inherit. So we often find that we deal with designers and architects that talk in the restaurant world and not necessarily food service world. So that was really important that we were able to convey our experience. During construction, we had to really be flexible because the actual construction was taking place here, but we also had temporary dining in 2 different locations. We were running 2 retail locations. So the school built us a modular kitchen, took our existing equipment and put that into the space, and we just had to learn that space.
They were more than just a partner in this project. They were a part of the team. They were there with us throughout, all the way up till and through construction. They're the food service experts on this campus, and they give us the ability to identify what the vision is, but then allow us to put it into action, telling us what equipment we need, where the equipment should be located. And so Sage was irreplaceable in this process.
I think food plays a huge role in the community here at Choate, especially just the dining hall in general. It serves as a hub for the community, a place where everybody can kind of gather and take a break from the day-to-day grind and the monotony on campus. And the food plays a huge part of that, where they can come and have a meal, feel like they're at home, and kind of just get away from the day-to-day of school life. I think Sage brings something that's different in a way of allowing us to be creative with our menus. Here we're able to tailor make it to our community and what they want. And using the food committee, we were able to bring some things more in that the students wanted, where in other places you don't really have that creativity and that leeway to create menus that really are tailor-made to your community.
It was like refreshing to walk into this, beautiful space with great lighting. And most importantly, it's not as cramped as the old servery used to be. So moving about doesn't feel like a frustrating experience. Even when it's kind of crowded, you still have the ability to connect with people in an open space and not feel like it's slowing things down. I think one thing I would tell somebody about dining at Choate with Sage is that they have really great personal touches. This is my 4th boarding school I've worked at, and by far, Sage has been one of the best companies that I've seen in terms of how personable, kind, caring, and how responsive they are to feedback.
With Sage, it's the people, 100%. The people that work at Sage make this place feel very much like home. Like you're not eating in a dining hall, you're eating with family and friends. And so I think that that's such a huge part of it. Everybody is just so kind and helpful and nice, and it makes it a warm place to visit.
I think we've built a versatile, highly functional, adaptable space. It suits our needs now, but what's really exciting is I think the sky's the limit. I've already seen in the short time we've been open how it's changed. I just think it gives us such a platform for the future. The character's still there. Our dining hall's still very intact. The traditional feel for the tables and chairs is still there. So our community still eats in that historical context, but we've added something that's brightly lit, brings modern day equipment and offerings into play. I think it all works very well together. It's a unique but very functional blend. Sage is a member of the community, not just a partner. They're fully invested. Sage listens to feedback. They care immensely about the student experience, and they execute when it matters the most.